Hey, what's going on, Mountain Mentors? Here is your Mentor Minute for this week. For those of you who are able to make it out with us for Toledo Grows the other weekend, thank you so much for being there. It was a lot of fun, and a bunch of us got to go home with free plants and get to learn some more about some local agriculture and ways that they're making an impact on our city. And it was cool to have some students be a part of that. So thank you so much for those who were able to make it out for this past weekend. As we've been talking about in the chats, we've got some camping coming up for the next program events. That is a shift from the original hike plan. This is a chance to give the students some time with intent, so be paying attention to your chats as we figure out the official dates for those. It should be around the same time frame, but we'll keep you posted on that. I'll make sure to send out an update to the parents here soon, so they have that as well. Our climb value that we're focusing on for today is be belief. We know that when we take steps to believe in one another and believe in ourselves, we can do great things, and the greatest belief is belief in God. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, so that those who believe in him shall have eternal life. There's great power in belief, and there are going to be days on the trail that are hard, just like there are days in everyday life that are hard. But if we continue to believe, continue to take steps in belief, and have people come alongside of us and believe in us, it can make a tremendous impact on our lives. That's why you all are so important. The roles that you play, whether you've had a great relationship with your mentor so far or you've barely gotten a text back from them, just knowing for them, and just knowing that somebody is out there believing in them and trying to pour and invest in them can pay off huge. You may not see the direct benefit of it in their life, or you may not see the direct impact in their life today, but there's no saying how many years down the road, just the fact that somebody took time to believe in them today can make a difference. So I encourage you, if you have the chance, send a quick text, a phone call, a meet up with your mentee. Just let them know, hey, I believe in you. I believe that you have potential to do great things, and that there's a purpose for your life. There is no telling what difference that can make in a student's life, even if they're barely responding to you. Sending something like that can make a huge difference. Something with our trail tip that we're focusing on for today, we're going to talk about is knowing when to turn back on the trail. So hiking can be dangerous. It doesn't have to be, but out in the wild, there is always things that can happen. So we can plan and prepare for as much as we can expect, but knowing that not all of our plans are always going to go right. So while we do have a set trail route for you for your week of backpacking, there is always a chance that trails are going to have to change. That's why I have a copy of your trail route. You and your teams will have a copy. Your base camp will have a team and a copy of the trail routes. That way everyone knows the expected plan, but if there are any changes, that gets communicated across the board. So what are some instances in which it'll be good to turn around? First off, any signs of sickness, physical inability, you immediately turn around, you head back, you contact your base camp host, and you get headed back to base camp to make sure that student can recover. We have had times of students getting dehydration if they're not drinking enough water, or if their body isn't handling the hike well, and those are times when you want to get out of that environment. We want to get them back to a space where we can get them good food and water and rest, and make sure that they are getting well. So if you start to notice a student is really falling behind, or if you haven't seen them take water for a couple of hours, they're having difficulty using the restroom, or they're starting to look pale, assess the situation with them, have a conversation with that student, and then make a judgment call. If you feel like they're going to recover and you feel confident, the rest of the leaders feel confident in that, you keep on going. But if you, as your team lead, feels like it is best to head back and recover and take a break, then it's okay. If you don't get to hit all the trails that we have set, it is okay. We want to prioritize the safety of these students above all else. So the first sign of sickness, you contact your base camp host and you make sure you get off the trail. We want to keep everybody safe. Some questions to consider when it comes to thinking about turning back. Do my chances of getting badly injured increase if I continue hiking? The weather is going to change consistently. Trail conditions are going to change consistently. Be aware and be prepared. Do I have the proper gear with me in case I'm stranded for more than a couple of hours? You should all have proper gear with you. And if you're bringing your own gear, make sure you check it ahead of time to make sure it is all set for this trip. How much daylight is left? That can greatly impact your distance, your ability to get to your next destination, or if needing to turn back. How much food and water do I have? Make sure you're being aware of water spots along the route and filtering water consistently as you can. Do a couple people know where I'm hiking if I get stranded? Multiple people are going to know where you are hiking. Do I feel comfortable hiking along this trail, or could a fall be fatal? None of the trails that you're taking should put you in direct harm. However, trail conditions can change rapidly, whether that's the weather or whether that's water. Things can change differently from what is on a map, so just practice good physical awareness of your team, of yourself, of your surroundings, and everyone will be just fine. So that is your thing to focus on for this week. You can have more conversations about that. We'll answer some more questions. If you have any questions about the trip, about things coming up, make sure please have those questions ready for our June 12th meeting. We're going to be meeting at Cedar Creek Church in Perrysburg, the same place that we had our orientation dinner. And I'll provide pizza for you guys. There'll be a chance for us to answer some any last-minute questions and make sure you guys have all the logistics you need for the hike. So with that, hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you soon.